Hello, my name is Melinda Khodai. First off, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to my research proposal presentation on disabled employees and home-based work. The ongoing coronavirus pandemic has increased the amount of work being conducted from home or in modified ways. Some would consider the home-based work increase a silver lining to the pandemic. Unfortunately, it's quite common for disabled people to experience challenges in the workplace relating to their disabilities. The pandemic, however, has also allowed this group of people to have more flexibility by working from home. In Canada, 1 in 5 people ages 15 and over have had a disability. In the US, that average has increased to 1 in 4 people. People with very severe disabilities are 2.5 times less likely to be employed than those with mild disabilities. Almost 1/3 of working-age adults with more severe disabilities are living in poverty. A 2020 study conducted in Russia found that remote workers with disabilities experienced a lack of morale and opportunities. The researchers also found that between 2018 and 2020, there was a decrease in disabled workers of nearly 1 million people. Even before the pandemic, there has been a lack of research in the area of disabled employees in the workforce. Working from home can be a great path for many people, but we don't really know how working from home impacts the individuals with disabilities. Understanding this can be crucial to their overall well-being, comfort, and productivity. Another gap in research includes how disabled people want to be supported in their jobs. The desired support in the workforce is likely to vary based on disability, severity, and the individual. Working from home certainly presents other barriers, and it's likely that Canadian disabled employees working from home may be at a disadvantage for opportunities, training, and advancement by not being in a physical workplace with their coworkers and bosses. For this study, my guiding question is, how does home-based work affect employees with disabilities? I hypothesize that there has overall been a positive impact due to employers having to adapt and modify their functioning to adhere to the pandemic safety guidelines. I plan on using a qualitative and mixed methods approach for the following aims. For the first aim of the study, I'd like to find out how working from home has impacted individuals with disabilities. This will be done through conducting interviews of disabled people employed in different jobs. I will then identify common experiences amongst the participants. The current pandemic has undoubtedly brought attention to home-based work. For my second aim, I'd like to identify the common ways people with disabilities want to be supported by their employers post-pandemic. This will also be done through conducting interviews of the disabled participants. For my final aim, I think it's also important to study the opportunities or the lack thereof for promotions, training, and advancement when disabled employees are working from home. More specifically, is there an increase, decrease, or the same amount of available opportunities when employees with disabilities have to work from home? For this aim, it will be beneficial to interview both employees with disabilities and their employers to understand both perspectives on this specific area. This research can help us further understand the experience of disabled people. It can also encourage employers to increase accommodations for their employees, as well as open communication to support those in need. Overall, I hope this research would be able to bring awareness to the experience of people with disabilities in the workforce and available opportunities for advancement and developing themselves. Having the opportunity to conduct this research study would also help me develop my research skills. I would be able to gain experience in conducting research using a qualitative and mixed methods approach, develop and strengthen my communication and interpersonal skills, specifically with study participants. And I'd also be able to learn how to identify relevant information from qualitative research, including possible connections between recurring ideas. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at my email, mkhoda01@guelph-humber.ca.